So I grew up with my grandmother and my father and my mother always kind of being outside doing things. He's been 47 years in the plumbing industry. Um, my grandma, she had flowers, gardens. She did her own. We gathered and we kind of did our own harvesting in the fall every year. Um, she did canning and things like that. So being connected with the outdoors and the environment has always kind of been a big part of me. I didn't realize it as much until I got older. But working with Reflo and different projects around the city, I gained a better understanding of I would say, kind of the indigenous people that are here, working with Alice's Garden and finding out different things about that land prior to the garden being there and the people that live there and how much farming. I mean, we live in the city of Milwaukee as we know it now, but before it was the city of Milwaukee, there was tons of farm space. So before houses and things were put on it, there were people that lived in these spaces that did farming in these spaces that we now look at and call an urban area. So learning about the history behind where we now call the city of Milwaukee and we live, and it has so much hardscape. Previously, before the hardscape, it was a ton of farmland, wetlands. There are a ton of wetlands. And the reason why we need so much green infrastructure now, because we're coming upon those 50 and 100-year storms, and those areas, they're naturally meant to be wet because that's what they were. So learning about the native areas, the native people, and how the landscape has changed over time, and how doing some of the work that's going on now is kind of trying to recreate and incorporate how we live in the area and how the area used to be so that we can, still maintain the area, has been some of the things in the last 3+ years working with Reflo that I've learned.